What are longitudes? To fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something more than the latitude of that place. You can see, for example, that Hyderabad in Pakistan and Allahabad in India are situated on the same latitude, that is, 25 degrees 25 north. Now, in order to locate them precisely, we must find out how far east or west these places are from a given line of reference. From a given line of reference running from the North Pole to the South Pole. From a given line of reference running from the North Pole to the South Pole. From a given line of reference running from the North Pole to the South Pole. These lines of references are called the meridians of longitude. The meridians of longitude. The meridians of longitude. And the distances between them are measured in degrees of longitude. And the distances between them are measured in degrees of longitude. Each degree is further divided into minutes and minutes into seconds. They are semicircles and the distance between them decreases steadily polewards until it becomes zero at the poles where all the meridians meet. Where do all the meridians meet? Where do all the meridians meet? Where do all the meridians meet? They meet at the poles. They meet at the poles. They meet at the North Pole. They meet at the South Pole. Yes, all the meridians meet. Yes, all the meridians meet. Yes, all the meridians meet at the North Pole, at the South Pole, at the North Pole, at the South Pole. Unlike parallels of latitude, all meridians are of equal length. Unlike parallels of latitude, all meridians are of equal length. Unlike parallels of latitude, bangle inside bangle inside bangle inside bangle, all meridians are of equal length. Thus, it was difficult to number the meridians. Hence, all countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian which passed through Greenwich, where the British Royal Observatory is located. Greenwich is written as Greenwich, but it is not Greenwich, it's Greenwich. Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich Mean Time. So, Greenwich is where the British Royal Observatory is located. Hence, all countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian which passed through Greenwich, where the British Royal Observatory is located. This meridian is called the prime meridian. Prime meridian. Prime meridian. Its value is 0 degrees longitude. And from it we count 180 degree eastward, that is towards your right, as well as 180 degree westward, that is towards your left. The prime meridian divides the earth into two equal halves. The eastern hemisphere on your right and the western hemisphere on your left. Therefore, the longitude of a place is followed by the letter E for the east, capital E for the east, and W for the west, capital W for the west. It is, however, interesting to note that 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridians are on the same line. Wow! The 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridians are on the same line. Now look at the grid of the parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude on the globe, figure 1.6. They form a grid when they intersect, the parallels of latitude and the meridians of longitude. You can locate any point on the globe very easily if you know its latitude and longitude. For example, Dhubri in Assam is situated at 26 degree north latitude and 90° east longitude. Find out the point where these two lines cut each other. That point will be the location of Dhubri in Assam. 26° north latitude and 90° east longitude. To understand this clearly, draw equidistant vertical and horizontal lines on a paper. Figure 1.7. Equidistant means equal distance between the lines. Vertical means standing lines. Horizontal means sleeping lines. Label the vertical rows with numbers and horizontal rows with letters. Draw some small circles randomly on points where these horizontal and vertical lines intersect each other. Name these small circles as A, B, C, D, and E. Let vertical lines represent east longitudes and horizontal lines as north latitudes. Now you will see that a circle A is located on B degree north latitude and 1 degree east longitude. Find out the location of the other circles. Let's do. Draw a circle. Let the prime meridian divide it into two equal halves. Color and label the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Remember, the east is on the right. We use YEAST, east, in our food to make bread and dough rise. We eat with our right hand, so the east is on your right side. The left side is the western side. Similarly, draw another circle and let the equator divide it into two halves. Now color the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Longitude and time. The best means of measuring time is by the movement of the earth, the moon, and the planets. The sun regularly rises and sets every day, and naturally it is the best timekeeper throughout the world. Local time can be reckoned by the shadow cast by the sun, which is the shortest at noon and longest at sunrise and sunset. What is local time? Local time is the time at the place where you are, local. When the prime meridian of Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have midday or noon. Greenwich, Greenwich. As the earth rotates from west to east, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time and those to the west will be behind it. Figure 1.8. Figure 1.8 shows us the time zones of the world. Observe, to the right of Greenwich, the time zones are +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6. To the left of Greenwich, the time zones are -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. As the earth rotates from west to east, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time and those to the west will be behind it. Figure 1.8. The rate of difference can be calculated as follows. The earth rotates 360 degrees in about 24 hours, which means 15 degrees an hour or 1 degree in 4 minutes. Thus, when it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time at 15 degree east of Greenwich will be 15 into 4, which is equal to 60 minutes. That is 1 hour ahead of Greenwich time, which means 1 p.m. But at 15 degree west of Greenwich, the time will be behind Greenwich time by 1 hour. That is, it will be 11 a.m. Similarly, at 180 degree, it will be midnight when it is 12 noon at Greenwich. At 180 degree, it will be midnight when it is 12 noon at Greenwich. Remember, the prime meridian passes through Greenwich and its value is 0 degrees. The meridian bang opposite the prime meridian is 180 degrees. So when it's midnight at Greenwich, it will be noon at 180 degrees. And when it's midnight At 180 degrees, it will be noon at Greenwich. At any place, a watch can be adjusted to read 12 o'clock when the sun is at the highest point in the sky. That is, when it is midday. So, when the sun is at the highest point in the sky, it is 12 o'clock and it's called midday. The time shown by such a watch will give the local time for that place. You can see that all the places on a given meridian of longitude have the same local time. Yes, all the places on a given meridian of longitude have the same local time. Why do we have standard time? The local time of places which are on different meridians are bound to differ. For example, it will be difficult to prepare a timetable for trains which cross several longitudes. In India, for instance, there will be a difference of about 1 hour and 45 minutes in the local times of Dwarka in Gujarat on the west and Dibrugarh in Assam on the east. It is therefore necessary to adopt the local time of some central meridian of a country as the standard time for the country. In India, the longitude of 82.5 degrees east, that is 82 degrees 30 east, is treated as the standard meridian. In India, the longitude of 82.5 degree east, 82.5 degree east, 82.5 degree east, 82 degree 30 east, 82 degree 30 east, 82 degree 30 east is treated as the standard meridian. The local time at this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time, IST. Look at figure 1.9. It shows us the Indian Standard Meridian. Well, I thought the Indian Standard Meridian would pass right through Kanyakumari, dividing India into two equal halves. But look at figure 1.9. The Indian Standard Meridian does not pass right through the center of India. It cuts at India a little to the right. 82.5 degrees, 82.5 degrees, 82.5 degrees. East, east, east is the Indian Standard Meridian. East, east, east is the Indian Standard Meridian. 82.5 degrees, 82.5 degrees, 82.5 degrees. East, east, east is the Indian Standard Meridian. And yes, in India, the local time at this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time, IST. Kabir lives in a small town near Bhopal. He tells his friend Alok that they will not be able to sleep tonight. A day and a night cricket match between India and England had started at 2 p.m. in London. This means that the match would begin at 7:30 p.m. in India and finish well into the night. Do you know what is the time difference between India and England? India, located east of Greenwich at 82 degree 30 east, is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. So it will be 7:30 p.m. in India when it is 2 p.m. in the afternoon at London. Some countries have a great longitudinal extent and so they have adopted more than one standard time. For example, in Russia, there are as many as 11 standard times. Yes, in Russia, there are as many as 11 standard times. If you look at the map of Russia, it's very, very wide. Any wonder then that there are as many as 11 standard times? The earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each. The earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each. Each zone thus covers 15 degrees of longitude. Each zone thus covers 15 degrees of longitude. So every 15 degrees of longitude represents 1 hour of time. So every time zone is of 1 hour. Why? Because the earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each. And each time zone covers 15 degrees of longitude. Things to do. Draw a diagram of the earth showing the earth's axis, the equator, tropics of Cancer and Capricorn, Arctic Circle, and the Antarctic Circle. As a prefix, ant means opposite, against. That's why we have the Arctic Circle and the circle that's bang opposite it as the Antarctic Circle. The Arctic Circle is in the north and the Antarctic Circle is in the south. Activity for fun. Draw and cut out 6 circles of the same size, approximately 3 centimeters radius, from cardboard. Mark diameters north-south and east-west and 23.5-degree angles on each face of the circles as shown on the figure. Place the circle one on top of the other and stitch along the line north-south. Now there are 12 semicircles. Let one semicircle represent 0 degrees or Greenwich meridian, the prime meridian. The sixth semicircle from it will be the 180-degree meridian. Between the 0 degree and 180 degree there are 5 semicircles on both sides which are west and east longitudes, 30 degrees apart. On two ends of the staple line, stick pins to represent the north and south poles. A rubber band around the model touching the east-west points will represent the equator. Two rubber bands touching the 23.5-degree points, south and north of the east-west points will represent the tropics. Try placing rubber bands for the Arctic and Antarctic Circle. Mostly they will slip out. They may slip out. Have fun. Thank you, Lord, for latitudes and longitudes. The boy Kabir from Bhopal in this lesson is named after the poet Kabir. The poet Kabir is one of the most interesting personalities in the history of Indian mysticism. Born in or near Benares of Mohammedan parents and probably about the year 1440, 1440, he became in early life a disciple of the celebrated Hindu ascetic Ramananda. Kabir was a skilled musician as well as a poet. He lived the sane and diligent life of the Oriental craftsman. All the legends agree on this point, that Kabir was a weaver, a simple and unlettered man who earned his living at the loom. Have you heard the legend that says that when Kabir died, the Muslims said, "He is ours, we want to bury him," and the Hindus said, "He is ours, we want to cremate him." And when they lifted the cloth, what did they find? Not the dead body of Kabir, but rose petals. Petals of flowers. Do you have a friend or family member named Kabir? Talk to them about Sant Kabir and find out more. Thank you, Lord.